Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ed0626 and as you can tell, we're talking about a situation today that has more or less already kind of blown over, as much as I hate to admit that. Although for me, this is a topic that I was following very closely, almost religiously in a way. I watched a lot of people on this platform talk about the topic. Some I respect, some I like, some I don't like. And I'll kind of get to that throughout the course of the commentary. But the situation I'll be discussing today is the TotallyNotMark Toei animation situation, and the drama that surrounds that. And I guess the reason why I was waiting to make a commentary about this, not because I'm late to the party as usual, but because, and if you know my history on the channel, when I make commentaries when I'm angry, I tend to ramble on, have a lot of incoherent thoughts because I'm just recording in a blind rage. I think the best example of me doing that was probably the Heroes versus Villains video. And a lot of people like and dislike that video for various amounts of reasons, but I missed a lot of crucial things that I actually should have mentioned and was mentioned to me in the comments section. I'm like, oh shit, I can't believe I forgot that one little piece that might have been really important to the video. But that's why I'm kind of, I was kind of waiting it out to see what was going to happen. And I'm just really bothered by the whole thing on a multitude of different levels. And I'll tell you why. For one, I think TotallyNotMark is probably one of my personal favorite content creators on the platform in recent years in terms of anime related subjects. I really enjoy his reviews. I really enjoy his take on certain things. I don't always agree with some of his takes, but I do respect it. And I sit back and I watch a video, and depending on the type of video we're talking about, I can either be like, damn, I didn't think of this before, or damn, I see where he's going with this, but I don't really agree. Or I can just be like, yes, thank you for mentioning this. So, his videos make me feel a certain way when I watch them, and that's something I really don't get a lot when I watch a lot of videos on YouTube nowadays, especially when it comes to anime-related subjects and reviews. The next reason why I'm really bothered by this situation is because Toei Animation makes what is probably my favorite anime of all time, an anime that for practically 12 years or so I hadn't seen since I was a child. Fun fact about that, or not so much of a little backstory, I used to watch Dragon Ball a lot when I was a kid, the OG Dragon Ball, and then going into the original Z releases. And I enjoyed that a whole lot, dude. I really loved that whole story. I never really paid attention to it because being a young child, the only thing I really focused on was the fights and, why is Goku's hair blonde? Why is he so powerful? Why is he so jacked? I wanted to look like Goku when I was a kid. It's been a couple of years now, but as I was watching the re-release of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and as well as Super, when that was airing on Toonami, I found that I fell back in love with a show that I hadn't seen in so long just because they stopped airing it for some reason. And I was just happy, and I was really just happy to continuously watch it and rewatch it in some cases. And some things I didn't even know when I was a kid took place. Some things I never paid attention to are probably some of my favorite aspects of the story of Dragon Ball. So there's that. And then the last thing I want to touch on and why I'm bothered by this is on a content creator level. So let's talk a little bit about that. YouTube, I've been on this platform for over a decade now, obviously given my 10-year anniversary video, but even before that, I was still watching YouTube videos on a very consistent basis before that. And I never really thought so much about things like copyright or fair use. But as you start to educate yourself on certain aspects of that through various drama and situations such as this on YouTube, I think about Mark's videos and I watch his videos and I compare his stuff to other stories I've seen, which, in my opinion, are much more egregious than anything I've seen Mark do. So, why is it that something that Mark does, which is very transformative, it's pretty much transformative content when it comes to reviewing a story, why is it that he is made a target when there are videos that Mark points out and creators that are also pointed out that are pretty much releasing the content without any sort of transformative view of it. It's just them either sitting there eating chips, watching the show as it happens, not really adding anything to it, or just releasing an entire movie. I think some of the examples that I've seen have been, the entire Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, which is one of my favorite anime movies of all time. You can find the entire thing on YouTube. Yet for some reason, videos that have almost no original content in it, there's no volume from the show or anything. It's just a review of an arc or the show itself. Why are those getting targeted? Man, YouTube really is just an awful place to be nowadays. It really is. It bugs me how, and it's only gotten worse. Like ever since like 2016, 2017, this platform's only gotten worse. And I can't for the life of me understand why certain aspects of YouTube are taken away that are helpful for the overall content and health of the platform, and yet issues such as this are continuously happening. Because this isn't the first time this has happened, it's just the first time it's been made like major news as far as I'm aware anyway. I could be wrong, but it bothers me, man, because YouTube used to be a place that, really cared about creators. And ever since 2016, 2017, everything has just kind of gone downhill, and it really fucking bothers me. Like for instance, the dislike button situation. I've been very vocal about that on social media. I've seen other people I respect in the YouTube community been very vocal about it. Why is it that a tool that is very fundamental in determining what is good and bad content, why is that taken away when there are other aspects of your platform, such as copyright and appealing copyright claims and so on? Why is that an issue? Why is that abused, broken? It really boggles my mind, man. It really just boggles my mind how YouTube as a platform has gone so downhill. I used to really love being a part of this place. I really did. And as situations like this continuously become out of hand and are made prevalent in the community, and yet nothing's done about them consistently, I can't really understand why it even makes sense to be a creator on this platform, because we all know YouTube is always going to side with major corporations. They're never going to side with the content creator. I think their copyright appeal system is incredibly prevalent in that, because as Mark said, given the fact that he only has the ability, as far as I'm aware, and the way it was described to me, I could be wrong in how I understood this, he only has 2 chances to appeal a claim, and it could take a couple of months to really get those videos taken care of. And as that continuously happens, it equates to about 30 years of waiting. The math of that could be wrong, and I could have misunderstood that, but more or less that's kind of how I understood that situation. And this isn't the first time it's happened to him. I mean, I don't make any money on YouTube. I don't have a staff that I need to support, but it's happened to me as well, especially since I've talked about this as well, I use some outro clips or outro music that's in the free domain. It's very prevalent that it's in the free domain, and yet for some reason my videos get claimed and sometimes could even be blocked because recording companies claim resonance by home, which is really fucking stupid because, as we all know, that's not a copyrighted song, as well as I've been made aware. I mean, I've seen plenty of other content creators as well use it. And it's like every couple of months, all of a sudden, some sort of recording company decides that they want to claim the song and they want to take down content with that song when they don't own it. I don't fucking understand. It's not the first time it's happened to anybody here. It's really kind of annoying. But that's a situation that's constantly being abused and broken, and YouTube doesn't ever fix it. And then I also want to talk about Toei as a company a little bit here before I forget, because as technologically advanced as the country of Japan is, and they're very technologically advanced. I've seen several videos on this subject. When it comes to the internet and fair use of the internet and several aspects of internet culture, a lot of companies, not so much the public as a whole, but a lot of companies are very brain dead, for lack of better terms, because they don't, I'm not sure if they don't understand how the internet works or what, but I mean, to be honest with you, in this case, with so many companies moving towards a digital platform, I don't really understand how they haven't educated themselves on this subject. So I don't know what's going on in Japan as a whole in terms of internet culture, or what they understand the internet does, or what the laws of the internet are. But as far as I'm aware, Toei is just going to keep doing things like this. They're just going to keep fucking over creators and claiming content that is being fairly used. Just don't know what it's going to take. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. Change doesn't happen overnight. I think that's been made very aware in the world, that change is never going to happen overnight, no matter what cause you're fighting for. But we can only hope, and as much as it hates, or not hates, but as much as it pains me to say this, you know, I think Mark's example, while it may never be truly solved the way we want it to happen, we can only hope that this issue never happens again, because it's been so widely publicized. Like, for instance, some of my favorite content creators, like Moist Critical, like Optimus, and several others, they've made content on this that have gotten tens of thousands of views, if not millions. And then there's people whose content I don't enjoy, or people I don't like on the platform, like PewDiePie. He made a fucking video about this, of all people, and I'm sitting there in just absolute fucking shock as to how well he kind of put the situation as best to his ability with his audience. And I'll say it before and I said it again. If people like that, who have such large followings, if no change is done by them talking about it, at least not in the near future, I mean, this platform, YouTube, really doesn't have hope. You know, it'll really just be a platform that was once about broadcasting yourself and being able to make the content you want to create, and even being able to monetize that content. You know, it went from that to being all about the corporate side of things and being all for the company, not so much the creator, when in reality the creator, for the most part, or at least in certain cases like this one, isn't wrong. So that's kind of all I have to say about the situation, man. It really is a situation that truly bothers me, boggles my mind. I just don't know what has to be done for situations like this not to happen again. I can only hope that there's a platform similar to YouTube down the line that's created, and no, Storyfire doesn't count. Storyfire is an absolute failure. I can only hope that there's some sort of platform that fixes situations such as this. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I did the best I could with this commentary. See you all on the next one. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.